For most people, a plug-in hybrid vehicle is the perfect transition as we head into an all-electric future. Typically with a medium-sized battery plus a gas tank, PHEVs can run in all-electric mode for a usable number of miles before the combustion engine kicks in if necessary. The 2024 Mazda CX-90 is available with a plug-in hybrid powertrain that delivers almost 500 miles of combined range with 26 miles of electric-only driving, and it might be a good vehicle to consider if you want to avoid trips to the gas station and need space for 7 or 8. We spent a week driving the new CX-90 PHEV, and it's one of a handful of 3-row SUVs that offer this kind of powertrain. We wish its electric range were 40 or 50 miles, but its combined range is decent and will keep you away from visiting gas stations often. The 2024 Mazda CX-90's electric modes range is enough for daily errands and many people's commutes, provided they can plug and charge the CX-90 at night and or at work. During the week that we drove it, we ran local errands and went to the office without having to plug in, and although we enjoyed driving in full EV mode, we ultimately ended up having to use public charging stations to take advantage. Reminder about all PHEVs. If you don't plug them in, you're just carrying around a whole bunch of extra, efficiency-sapping weight. If you need more EV range, the Kia Sorento PHEV delivers a bit more, at 32 miles, although its third row is tighter than the Mazda's. The upside of the Mazda's small, 17.8 kWh battery pack, though, is you won't spend a lot of time charging it. It took about 2.5 hours for the CX-90 to charge from 0 to 100% using a level 2 charger with speeds you usually find in a home charger, which is average for the segment. Also on par are the Mazda's 53/61/56 of a mile per gallon e-mileage ratings. The 2.5-liter engine delivers 189 horsepower and the electric motor 173 horsepower. Combined, the Mazda offers 323 horsepower and an eye-popping 369 pounds-to-foot of torque. That's enough to launch it from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.2 seconds during our instrumented tests, a pretty good number considering its size. In the quarter-mile sprint, the CX-90 crossed the finish line in 14.6 seconds at 95.8 miles per hour. This is Mazda's second most powerful production powertrain ever, just behind the CX-90 Turbo S engine. On the streets, the Mazda proved to be quiet, but we noticed some issues with its powertrain. At parking lot speeds, the 8-speed transmission felt jerky when coming to a full stop, and although it wasn't frequent, it's something that needs to be addressed in future updates. The CX-90 PHEV defaults to EV mode, so it will feel like an EV right from the start. However, as the battery gets lower or when you press deep into the accelerator, the 4-cylinder engine will fire up, creating some lumpy, unrefined behavior. This transition from EV to gas needs improvement. Like all Mazdas, the CX-90 is tuned to deliver a sporty experience overall, and the PHEV version is no exception. The ride is settled but athletic, and on twisty roads the family SUV feels closer to a car than any other 3-row crossover. The steering is also nicely weighted and balanced, and it delivers a good amount of feedback. The CX-90 is the official replacement for the CX-9, and whereas the latter was also sporty and fun to drive, it had some cons that kept it from being among our favorite 3-row SUVs, particularly with its tight third row. Getting into and out of the CX-9 was a hassle, and unfortunately Mazda didn't fully mitigate this issue in the CX-90. The CX-90 is longer than the CX-9, but its third row is also cramped, and ingress and egress are complicated. The CX-90's swoopy roofline reduces headroom in the third row, and a low hip point puts adults' knees up by their chins. It's a shame Mazda didn't try to make the CX-90 more family-friendly. Instead, the automaker focused on delivering the best driving experience. We love that as drivers, but this vehicle lacks the flexibility, practicality, and space to satisfy the entire family. Over the past few years, Mazda has strived to move up market, and the CX-90 is its latest attempt at doing so. If you step out of a Toyota Highlander or Honda Pilot and into the 2024 Mazda CX-90, you'll appreciate its richer cabin. The stitching and trim are a step above what you find in other mainstream SUVs. A clean design, quality materials, and an upscale feel are part of the deal, but it does fall shy of true luxury brands like Mercedes or BMW. The infotainment system can be operated via the touchscreen or a rotary knob, and it was intuitive and did its job. Apple CarPlay connected wirelessly without any issues, and the screen and system as a whole were quick to respond to inputs. The CX-90 looks classy and has nice amenities, but Mazda needs to refine the powertrain to be smoother at low speeds. On the other hand, its combined range and driving dynamics stand out. Ultimately, this 3-row crossover is dynamically brilliant but not a stellar package, so taken as a whole it falls short of its competition, which explains its lackluster placement in our recent big test of 3-row SUVs.
We have come to the end of the video. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel to help us.